Hello to all of my shining stars, guys. It is 5 o'clock in the morning, but I felt compelled to come online just to tell my story, just to encourage you guys. There's never a time in your life where God would ever leave you or forsake you, guys. Trust and believe. I find myself in one of the most traumatic seasons of my life, May of 2023, you guys. So, could you imagine going through 11 years of infertility, having 3 miscarriages, only to end up giving birth to your child at 24 weeks and 6 days? Yes, guys, my baby came into this world weighing only 1 pound, 6.5 ounces. I found out the day that I was delivering her that I had incompetent cervix. Now, y'all, I had a perfect pregnancy, you guys, from start all the way up until 24 weeks and 6 days, you guys. So imagine my element of surprise going to the hospital 3:30 in the morning, finding out that I was going to be having my baby. So if any parents have experienced having a baby born so early, you know that the prognosis isn't good. That the doctors, they would come in and they would tell you all the bad things that can happen, or they would tell you pretty much in a matter of fact way. And I know it's their job, you guys, but for me, I could not allow that defeat. I could not accept what they were telling me, because I was like, God, you said that there should be no more miscarriages upon the land. That's what your word say, and I believe in your word, Lord. So I was like, there is no way in this world that you have brought us this far for it only to be the end of our journey. My husband and I spent 140 days in the NICU, you guys. So imagine the conversations, imagine the prayers that we had to go before God concerning our child. It was the most scariest journey, the most traumatic thing that we ever experienced in our marriage, you guys. And we will be celebrating 13 years this year. Oh my God, we had to lean on God more than ever. I don't think I ever prayed to God the way I prayed to God when my daughter was fighting for her life, y'all. Girlfriend, my baby was the sickest baby in the NICU. But my baby, y'all, let me tell you what the doctor said. He was like, Miss Prescott, babies born at her gestation are born with their eyes fused shut, and they don't make it. Y'all, when that doctor told me that, y'all, I immediately started praying. I immediately started rebuking that, because I was not getting ready to accept that defeat. No, ma'am. Because I already know what God told me. So if God told me that there won't be no more miscarriages upon the land and children are a gift from him, baby, there was no way. There was no way in this world. Because as long as my baby was fighting, trust and believe, you guys, me and my husband, we was going to be right alongside her fighting too. And that's what we did for 140 days, guys. My husband and I stopped our lives completely, and we showed up to the hospital, guys, every single day. We didn't miss a day. We didn't miss a day from going up there, seeing that little sassy butt baby girl. Y'all, tell me why my baby was born with her eyes wide open. Wide open, you guys. And so they were blown away, because the doctor already told me that her eyes was going to be fused shut. So when my baby was born with her eyes wide open, that was one sign that God was telling me that she was going to be okay. And trust and believe, guys, I didn't see it that way in the beginning, but every time I turn around, God was showing us sign after sign after sign after sign after sign. And my baby girl was defying all odds, y'all. The sickest baby in the NICU. And she overcame it all. By the grace of God, she didn't have any brain bleeds. She didn't have any surgeries in the NICU. Now tell me that ain't God. Tell me that ain't God. I serve a God that's so big. And my thing is, I just want to let you guys know that when you are in a season of your life and it looks like God has forgotten about you, when it looks like God is not going to come through for you, I dare you to stand still and trust in God. Because I'm telling you guys, with that experience, it looked like, I was like, God, I do not understand what you're doing. This don't feel good. I don't like it. God, whatever your plan is, please reveal it to me. I need to see you, Lord. I need to see you in this situation. But I can promise you, when you just take the moment to just be still and just listen and see, you can see that God have his hand on you, over you, and all in is part of the plan. But God, trust God that he's going to bring you through it, y'all. Because when I tell you, I cried so many tears, y'all. I prayed so hard, you guys. My baby lungs was so sick. So that was her main issue, her lungs. So her lungs was fighting against her. We had to like stop her feeding her numerous times, guys. Like, it was so bad that we was getting ready to get transferred out of the hospital that we was at because she had to have a procedure done to her heart because it didn't close, and like they pretty much did all they could. So they called the cardiologist. He was like, oh, there's nothing else we can do. She would have to have this particular surgery. Well, me and my husband, we immediately went into prayer mode, guys. And I was just like, God, if it's your will, that's what we'll do. So imagine my surprise, y'all. Me and my husband went into prayer, guys. So after a few days, things just started turning around like immediately for her. So about maybe a week later, the doctor called, because we like I said, we was up there every single day calling about updates on her. So the doctor was like, hey, Miss Prescott, I was just calling you to let you know that the hospital is no longer going to accept you guys because your daughter heart murmur had completely closed. What? Thank you, God, y'all. I began to rejoice and thanking God immediately because there was nobody but him. Now, if you are a parent to a NICU, to a baby born in the NICU, or a baby born so premature, a micro preemie, you know that oftentimes that babies do not, babies who dealing with that do not have like a clear bill of health when it comes to their heart. So imagine my surprise, but there wasn't no lingering effects, nothing that where it needed to be have surgery or it needed where she needed any medical attention for it. So that was another sign that she was going to be okay. So then it was this particular time where they was taking her off the ventilator. We was at that point where they was getting ready to take her off the ventilator. So they took her off. So the doctor came in. He was just like, don't be surprised if she have to go back on it. Don't be upset or worried. It's just natural for babies born this early to have to go back on it. They need the extra support. Okay, y'all, tell me why. One day we was at the hospital, and when they took her off of it, her heart rate was just like in the 200s. So all the doctors and nurses immediately filled our room. They was like, oh my God, we might have to give her this medicine to stop her heart and to get it started back. So after a while, things finally settled down. and we were just able to just proceed forward. Y'all, it was scary. I mean, I'm leaving out a lot of details, you guys, but I honestly just want to come on and just tell you guys about a time where it seemed like God wasn't there. I couldn't see it because I was looking. I was in so much hurt and pain, you guys. So when you going through hurt and pain, when it's dealing with your children or anything in your life, it's hard to see God. Even if you know God, sometimes it's even hard to pray. But I'm so glad that we serve a God who don't hold things against us. And if you ever find yourself in a tough situation in your life, know that God is in the midst of it. Know that God, He may not reveal Himself, but I can promise you, you're going to look back. You can look back on your situation when you realize you made it through, and you can see that God never left you, and you can see that God stood by your side the whole entire time. Y'all, I'm here to testify about the goodness of God. My baby spent 140 days in the NICU. My baby came home on a low setting of oxygen, and she came off of oxygen January of 23. Yeah, she came off of oxygen, you guys. Also, when we went to her first appointment at her cardiologist, she was released from him with a clean bill of heart health. There was no issues, you guys. My baby will be turning 2 in about 2 months, you guys. So sassy, so beautiful, so amazing. And I'm here to testify that although the devil thought that he was going to come into my life, come into my husband's life, and steal my joy, he thought that I was going to accept defeat about my child, about the child that God promised us. He thought that I was just going to lay down and just allow my child to die. And I'm here to testify that he is a liar. And I'm here to testify about how big my God is. My baby is a walking miracle. My baby has a clean bill of health, you guys. There are no issues with my sweet child, and that nobody could have done that but God. I don't miss an opportunity to testify on the goodness of God. I tell my baby story to every stranger I encounter, you guys, because God has been just that good to us. So in your season of trouble, in your season of difficulty, I dare you to trust God. No matter if it seems like everything is against you, no matter if it seems like your situation not turning around fast enough. 140 days, you guys, I had to endure the hardest chapter in my life. That was the hardest journey in my life, you guys. And in my husband's life, but I'm so glad. I'm so thankful for my husband, you guys, because he was truly a champ. He was truly my strength through it all. So I'm here to tell you guys that trust God, even when it seemed impossible, even when it seemed like He's forsaking you. Stand still and know that God is God, and know that God is going to see you through. Because if I could make it through 140 days of my child fighting for her life, I dare you to trust God. Whether it's sickness in your body, know that God is a healer, and God will see you through. Have a blessed day, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.